In level 4, we will be finding the surface area or the volume given another measure. So we might be given surface area and we have to find volume. We might be given volume, we have to find surface area, so some more complicated problems. In number 7, we want to find the surface area of a cube with a volume of 1,000 cubic centimeters. Now remember that a cube is a rectangular prism that has all square faces. So its length, width, and height are all the same. So let's call it whatever that dimension is, maybe x. And we know that the volume of this cube is 1,000 cubic centimeters. The volume of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. In this case, since they're all the same, it's x times x times x, or x to the third power equals 1,000. And if I wanted to just find x, I can do the cube root of both sides, or the cube root of 1,000 is 10. So my side length is 10. And you can always check to make sure that works. 10 times 10 times 10 does give us 1,000. So that's the side length of my cube. So I had to work backwards and find the side length. Now I'm going to be able to figure out what the surface area is. For the surface area, I have to find the area of all 6 faces. And a cube is made up of 6 square faces. They're all the same. So I'm going to do 6 times, and then the area of each square, since they're 10 by 10, 6 times 10 squared, or 6 times 100, which gives us 600 square centimeters for the surface area. In the next example, the surface area of a cylinder is given to us. It's 36 pi cubic inches, and we have a height of 7 inches. So we know the height is 7, and we know the surface area. First, we want to find the radius. The formula for the surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. And in this case, we know h, so we can plug that in, but we don't know r. That's what we need to find first. So I make an equation, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r times 7 equals the surface area, which is given as 36 pi. I can simplify the 2 times 7, so I get 2 pi r squared plus 14 pi r equals 36 pi. Now I can make this equation a lot less confusing if I divide both sides by pi, since all the terms have pi in them. If I divide both sides by pi, all of the pi's will cancel, and I get 2r squared plus 14r equals 36. And now I just have a quadratic equation that I need to solve for r. So I want my 36 to move over to the left side of the equation, and I get 2r squared plus 14r minus 36 equals 0. Now I can solve this equation by factoring. First, I would factor out a GCF of 2. So we get 2 times r squared plus 7r minus 18 equals 0. And then I factor that into 2 binomials, just leave the 2 in front. And r would multiply to r squared. And then I need 2 numbers that multiply to negative 18 and add to positive 7. That would be plus 9 and minus 2. And then the solutions to this equation are the numbers that make each part equal 0. So we get r equals negative 9 or positive 2. Now, since this is a geometry setting, we only want to keep positive answers because a radius of -9 doesn't make any sense. So the radius is going to be 2. And now we can find the volume of the cylinder. The formula for the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared h. So we get pi times 2 squared times the height, which is 7, and that gives us 28 pi cubic inches for the volume.